The Victorian Parliament officially welcomed a new upper house member in Moira Deeming this week. Check out this clip from her maiden speech.
I grew up idolising the left, the unions and the Labor Party. The ideals of unity and equality still resonate with me. But when taken to extremes, these ideals have a dark side. As a teenager, I witnessed firsthand the corruption and the brutal, coordinated bullying of anyone who doesn't think and act in unity with the left. There are many stories that I could tell, but one stands out. A woman that I loved and admired quietly refused to take part in the corrupt misuse of union funds. And enraged by this, the union leaders ruthlessly bullied her, blacklisted her from working in Victoria for over 20 years and destroyed her career. And even after these bullies were successfully sued for their behaviour, they kept their jobs and their fines were paid by the very same union whose money they'd been siphoning off. For guess who? For years afterwards, I would see them on TV being publicly praised as champions of the working class. Now, of course, we need unions. We've been hearing all week about the wonderful work that they have done, but they need to be apolitical. Our workers deserve better.
Now let's hear from the woman herself. Moira, welcome to the show and thank you for your time. You have such an interesting background and you could have been Labor royalty. What made you a Liberal?
I think it was realising that the leadership in the Labor Party have actually abandoned their base and that most Labor Party voters would not agree with what the Labor Party has been doing in the last 10 years if only they knew.
The experience of union bullying is no doubt a passion of yours. It wouldn't have got a mention in your speech otherwise. But what else will you be fighting for in the time you have to serve in Parliament?
One of the biggest issues for me is transparency. So I think that everyday Victorians have the right to accurate information about the law, what this government is actually doing, the laws that we have to live under, the details of them. You know, we've already seen the way that I've been attacked personally rather than the government actually answering the questions that I raised. I've just been attacked and called a liar, whereas any journalist that is worth their salt could have gone out and seen that actually every single thing that I said was true.
Yeah, you know there's a button being pushed when that's the kind of response you get, Moira. You represent the multicultural western suburbs of Victoria. How do you see the values that Menzies articulated and stood for being embodied by the community you represent?
Well, it's just all about family. Everything in the western suburbs revolves around family and community. People work, they want to see their kids do well, they want to pay their bills, they don't want government interfering in their private lives, and they certainly don't want the government going behind their backs and lying to them about their own children.
Well, family was a really strong theme emerging from your speech. And I know that families are going to be front of mind in all that you do. Very briefly, to wrap it up, what's first on your list of things to deliver for Victorian families?
Accountability to that government so that they can know who they're voting for next time around.
Well, thank you so much, Moira Deeming. I know you provide a lot of inspiration for young women in our party and I know you'll go from strength to strength.